yeah. I think I gotta go out over here. Dang, that place is jamming. Huh. I have to look into that. Place is jamming. Jamming, jamming, jamming. Oh yeah, this is where you go out. I was like, what? Goodness. Hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. I forget that this weekend is Labor Day, man. That's why I think a lot of people are probably their last day is today. Probably their last day is today because this is Labor Day weekend. What's happening, everybody? Tap that like button, subscribe to the channel. You know the vibes. We're gonna be silly, but also have a convo, have a serious convo. Look who's on here. Look who is on here. How funny is that? Yeah. Well, I mean, in the meantime, I could have been live for like, my 45 minutes that I wanted to be, But yeah, I know. Haha. So like I was waiting for your call. Hello, Sabal from the Bay Area. So we got some interesting topic today, man, because, as I listen to people in the spiritual community and I listen to people just spreading propaganda, if you want to call it that, it's really interesting, like how our beliefs become challenged. And some people, they're not even challenged, they're triggered by it, and interestingly enough, I was listening to a conversation and my beliefs were being challenged, in some ways. And then when I heard a little bit of a much further perspective, yield to right. Then when I heard a little bit of a different perspective, I wavered a little bit, but still holding what I believe to be true, but then still being open-minded and open and receptive to any and all possibilities, and so I titled the video, "Do you think things have been hidden from humanity?" And if I'm going to answer that question, I truly believe that yes, they have, and yes, things have been inverted, like twisted, turned inside out. What we think is supposed to be good for us is not actually good for us. It's just essentially for some sort of agenda of, at the end, keeping people in fear and controlled and enslaved and disconnected from source, God, whatever you define it as. Interesting enough, I go beyond that, and I know that there has been nefarious beings out there that have, like people would say, like Illuminati and stuff of that nature, you know what I mean? Like if you want to get technical with the labels and stuff. Because again, everybody has a different stance on where they're at and what they believe and what they think. And there's still a lot of people, a big majority of the collective, that just is like complete like spells and oblivious to anything at all that's going on. You know, they just see it as, oh yeah, well, we came here to work a 9 to 5, and you got to work hard for what you have, and you're in control, and you're like controlling your entire reality. And then you have, like someone earlier said, then you have some people that think, yeah, they're God in human form. Then you have people that think that, you know, they're literally running everything, running the show. So it's like there's so much information. You really truly have to go within and meditate and listen to what you know, essentially resonates with you. If you're not going within and you're not discerning with information that's being put out, you're going to be tossed around, thrown around emotionally and mentally in so many different ways, because you're requiring the outside to give you the answers. And it's not a pretty place to be. I remember numerous times, because again, it goes back to the fact that we're on this dense planet, that it's so dense that it's so easy to forget. It's so easy to forget, you know, and 1 minute you may have this type of belief, and then all of a sudden you forget. And so when I say that you really have to go within yourself and you have to use discernment and continue to blurt out to your higher self, to connect to your higher self and be like, I want to remember everything. I want to remember my galactic heritage. I want to remember where I came from, why I'm here, what I came here to do. You know, continue to, you know, speak those words out so that more and more you can in fact remember. And if you don't personally sometimes don't have the messages within you, you will get it from a sign, from what people are calling a God wink, so to speak. I don't know if you guys noticed, man. I'm gonna take a pause for a moment. I don't know if you guys see, man, like how burnt I got. I did a if you didn't get a chance to watch it, go watch it. It was so peaceful and beautiful. And I'm gonna tell you what, as the winter and the cooler temperatures come, I'm gonna be at the park even more and doing more outdoor vlogs. So I was out there for like an hour yesterday vlogging at the park, at the water, and lo and behold, I got really burnt and didn't realize it. My neck and everything, if you guys can see, it kind of stings, you know, a bit. I've been putting a lot of aloe on it, and so I definitely did not notice it because of the cool temperatures. It was like kind of, I didn't feel hot or, you know, but man, I obviously was in the direct sun. And after, like, you know, going into meditation this morning, it was obviously meant to be. It was supposed to happen for me to receive codes and activations from the sun, which I did, most definitely did. It was like months of activations all wrapped into one. Yes, my friend, this passionate observer, yes, I trust and I love myself. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Luna, for and if you don't mind, Luna, if you could drop the website address in the chat. And I just want everybody to know that we're not fully there yet to do the giveaways. but we're halfway there. We now are literally, we've gotten more watch hours than I think we've gotten in the past year. We've hit a milestone that we didn't even get to because we lost hours, because we didn't reach it in the amount of time that YouTube so-called wanted us to reach it in a time frame. But actually, I think we're over 2,800 now, so we're literally like 100 something hours away from the 3,000 they require. Until we get to the 4,000, that'll be the next milestone. But we not only need to get to the 3,000, but for us to do the giveaways, we need to reach 2,000 followers, which we're getting there. I mean, we're at like 18 something, 18, close to 18 and a half. So again, if we get to both by the end of August, then we will do giveaways. Well, I got to go through the chat here now because I've taken a pause and you guys have been writing a lot of comments and I wasn't reading them because, yeah, Johnny, like, yeah, they call God source, prime creator, the universe, divine, many different things, Jesus. Some people, like you said, Jehovah, Buddha. Yeah. I mean, so I try to, respect everyone's beliefs, and what they, but again, as I was being challenged earlier today, because at some point I really want to take things so much. There's going to be, I'm trying to figure out, for me anyway. Hey Presley, what's good, brother? I'm trying to figure out, like how I want to go about this podcast that I'm working on, because I really want to go into, like, I really want to deep dive the, like, galactic meanings to, I want to go into everything, man. I want to go into like the sacred scrolls and just everything, man. Like really go down the rabbit hole, down to like 5,000 years ago when the planet was hijacked. And there's a lot of things that I'm starting to receive as information, even regarding to like Atlantis. And there's a lot of misinformation even surrounding that. And so I want to really start like having different people on to talk about like what they have to say, which is definitely going to challenge your beliefs. Like the spiritual war that we're in for hundreds of years, thousands of years, I want to go into like the biblical stuff, the Bible and the Torah and the different religions. And because again, a lot of the religions as well, yes, they were manipulated and of sorts, 1000%. But there is truth in a lot of the Bible and the Old Testament, the New. Again, it is to confuse us so that we don't know where to look, or don't know where to search, or don't know how to go within and meditate and find the answers within ourselves. Like for example, I've been noticing on different lives that a lot of people want to know the spaceship that they come from, the name of the spaceship. Like there's one called the New Jerusalem. They want to know the name of the spaceship. Like, and mind you, some people think that, this is interesting that I just learned this as well, that there's people that think that our bodies are in stasis, a stasis mode, where essentially, like Avatar or the Matrix, where you're hooked up to some kind of, like your body's inside this thing, just laying there in some other dimension or some spaceship, and then this vessel that you're moving around is like the movie Avatar. And it's very interesting because I've heard that before years ago, but now I'm starting to hear that people actually are thinking that. I heard that on a live I was on. So that's very interesting that, again, it just goes to show me that people are waking up and questioning everything, every single thing that they're hearing, that they're listening to. They're waking up and they're like, no, there is no way that all we're meant to do is like work a 9 to 5 and shop and go to a restaurant and go to a movie and like work 50, 70 hours a week to pay your mortgage. And like, there's no way. And then there's like other planets that are so far beyond advancement than we are. And so I want to, I don't know, man. I just got another title for the podcast. Let me know what you think of this, guys, ladies and gentlemen, even you, Luna. I just saw it and I just heard the words and I saw the words, The Hidden Truth. The Hidden Truth podcast. And I just want to have like new people on here on this channel that can challenge our beliefs of different things and really take things to a deep level, so we can like open our minds and expand our consciousness and just get us thinking beyond just walking around like a zombie, like, oh yeah, like okay, they tell me I have to get this job, they tell me I have to work, they tell me I have to like eat this type of way, like that kind of thing, like going beyond like being a puppet, so to speak, and actually you seeking truth and knowledge and expanding, and I really want like, and I know Luna does too, because we've talked about this, and our channel and our the New Earth School and everything is all about remembrance, and remembering who we are and why we're here and what we came here to do, and uncovering like truth, and so yeah, it's just another thing I've been really thinking about, because I have had several people that I've already lined up that I was going to do this thing that I told you guys I was going to roll out, and it hasn't happened just yet, because I think that there's something deeper that wants to come from it, and I just don't know. And I know Luna was telling me I got to set up my space so it looks more professional, like a real podcast studio, so yeah, it's just something I wanted to like, since we're talking about things being hidden from us, now I know I've got to go through the comments, and there's tons of comments in here that I have not read. Oh, really? Oh, man. Oh, you know what? I probably need my microphone. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. I probably need my microphone if I can find it. I always forget to like hook it up, hook up the microphone. I don't know what I did with it now. Actually, it might be in this bag. I think. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh shoot, man, the case is getting like all scratched up, man. Let me see. 2 turntables and a microphone. That's funny. Yeah, I've heard that in a song, Presley. I know that. I know that right there, my friend. All right. Hold on, I'm trying to connect this. Wait, hold on. trying to connect this up here. Okay, there we go. At the mic now. How does that sound now, ladies and gentlemen? Should be much louder. Yeah, well, maybe now it shouldn't go in and out. It's better now? And let me tell you what, man, this microphone is really rad. Better? Okay. Yeah, because you had your, like, you know, your volume up all the way, man. Can't be doing that. So that should be good right there. Let me see what we got here. And everybody, tap that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. I don't see any real, like, things that anybody's really asking, or I did see Luna talk about Darren has tons of tips for meditation. Yes. And we're going to do a lot of those in the school membership app that we're creating at the moment. Do I have any? Learning to meditate. I feel like my mind is cluttered with millions of negative things. Okay. Yeah, actually, that's a question that I see. Let me just make sure there's nothing else above that before I answer that one. I subbed last time I saw his live. It reminds me of talking to a friend I used to have. All right. I mean, I went pretty far up, so I'm going to just address this one about, you know, the thoughts, like the negative thoughts. See, this is what I can tell you, man. The negative thoughts and the lower vibrational thoughts are not going to just leave like this. They're not going to just leave like the blink of an eye. Like you have to work at it. Like basically stop giving those thoughts attention. There's one that I use a lot for myself, like where I watch thoughts on a log, like on a log on a river, just moving past me. You have to get to the point where you don't attach to the thoughts. Thank you, Gray Wolf. Appreciate you, man. You have to get to the point where you don't attach, and you have to. You don't want the mind to control you. You want to control the mind. So through the breath. So a good recommendation that I could give you to begin to work with the mind, is just set a timer for like 5-10 minutes and breathe. And just put your hand on your chest and just focus on your breath. Just focus on your breath. Focus on breathing in and out. In through your nose, out through your mouth, deeply in, deeply out. set a timer for like 5-10 minutes and just breathe. Just sit there and breathe. Usually, I would venture to say probably like within about 5 minutes, your body will start calming down. Your body will go into the parasympathetic state, dependent on how stressed out you are and overwhelmed you are, of course. But the fact of the matter is, the more and more you can do that. See, here's the thing, man. You have to make it a practice, because you cannot just, it's just like connecting to God. It's just like developing a relationship. Oh, really? I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, maybe the microphone. Let me try the other microphone, because let me try the other microphone. Maybe this one is charged and this one needs to be charged. Let's see if this one's better. Yeah, let me know if this one's better, because I'm thinking this one might be a little bit better. Oh yeah, this is red actually, so I think it needed to be charged. I probably used it the other day too much. Now this one, I think should be okay, so should be good. Let me know if this one's good. So every single thing you do, man, it's just like me, like, okay, for the past 3 days, and this is not a one-time thing. I've been doing this for months, where I go and I do these classes, and they're, Pilates and yoga and cycling, but it's like I'm switching off, but I'm going weekly, but I'm not going every single day, but I'm going weekly. I'm going consistently, and I'm starting to see my body get stronger, or I'm practicing breathing every single day. I've been doing breath work for years. You just cannot do something one time and then expect like a massive shift or result. It takes practice, it takes devotion, it takes commitment, it takes, discipline. And every single time I would have these negative thoughts, I would refocus my attention on my breath. So when I'd be walking in nature, and let me tell you what, man, for the large majority of my life, I dealt with negative thoughts, high negative thoughts, not just like, I'm talking like they were so loud, like the example that I always use as an analogy with the kids in the back of the bus, which is very similar to anxiety. And they're in the back of the bus yelling and screaming, getting louder and louder. And, it's the same exact concept. So you have to, it has to become a practice. You have to, every time that you have to change it, like you're changing the habit. So, like I said, the simplest thing I can tell you to start with, if you're having this challenge yourself, focusing on your breath, even if it's 5 minutes, when you're washing dishes, when you're on the toilet, when you're walking in nature. It may sound funny when you're on the toilet, when you're in the shower, before you go to bed, spend some time, put your hands on your chest, focus on your hands rising and falling, focus on the breath going in and out, focus on deeply breathing in and deeply breathing out, in through your nose, out through your mouth. The more and more you do that, the thoughts will get lower and lower and lower. And of course, because you're not feeding them attention, they're going to dissolve, and then they're going to disappear. And then you'll get to a phase or a stage where you can literally sit in the park like I can. And I'm not bragging about anything. It's taken a lot of hard work and a lot of discipline and a lot of walking away from people in my life, walking away from family at one point. But I had to hit the lowest of the low, rock bottom, then to walk away from everything. And literally, I barely watch television. I don't watch the news. You have to watch and be careful that you're not consuming, like too much of something, because everything is programming us. Every single thing is programming us. So if you're listening to like music that objectifies women or men, and just says all kinds of lower vibrational things, and what I mean by that is like words hold a I mean, this could be a whole course. I'm gonna tell you what. You guys are just getting like a little taste of this because I could spend hours on this, like this whole thing. We've been completely, and yeah, there's going to be a course put together, or maybe we'll do like a weekly thing where I talk about this kind of stuff on our school membership app. But I'll bring stuff to YouTube too because it's a lot, man. You can't just talk about this in 10 minutes. There's a lot to it, and because of the fact the way we've been programmed, and the way it's like it goes with anything you do, man. You have to want to change, and you have to want it bad enough. And if you don't, like I said, there's going to be things that you're going to have to let go in of your life that you don't want to let go of. I had to do it. It was very hard. It was very challenging. It was very difficult to walk away from my family that I was extremely close to. But if I didn't hit rock bottom, like to the point where I was on my knees, I was crying to God. It was so bad that I almost wasn't here anymore. No joke. The mental thoughts that I was receiving. So it took me a lot to, not to say that everyone's going to be down that path, that it's going to take you forever. We're changing. Things are accelerating. Things are moving so much faster. So if you adopt these things, these different practices, like the one I just gave you, the one example, start with this. I promise you, you will notice a difference in even a week if you stick to it. If you stick to it and you just focus on your breath as often as you can, you will see a change, and rapidly. That was a tool that I didn't have. The difference between what I went through and now I'm here telling you all is I didn't have any of this stuff. I mean, when I went through it and I was like on my knees, hit rock bottom, man, there was no YouTube in the way that YouTube is now. There was no tips like there is now. So it's very, very different. And this tip alone will bring you into a meditative state. It will bring you inward. And I really highly suggest it. I use this a lot. It's like kind of something that I created myself to a degree, you know, or I was given the information. I want to say I created it. I was given it, you know, by my guides, by God, by the divine, however you want to look at it. But I kept being told every time I went in nature, everywhere I went, I just kept my hand on my chest. I just focused on my breath. I focused on my hand rising and falling. So so, you know, like I would strongly suggest anybody struggling with thoughts, with having challenges with thoughts. Yeah, it takes time, man. It again, not like what I went through, because I'm sharing stuff that from my own experiences that helped me, that I never had, that if I had then, it would have been way different. So I would start with the breath. I would start breathing. And this is really important right now because we need to clean and clear our vessels. The planet is going through an ascension, and I talk about this all the time. We're going through the Great Awakening, and we're ascending. And we have to cleanse our vessels, man. And it goes also with the foods you're putting in your body. That's consumption too. You know, if you're eating fast food all the time, if you're putting a lot of junk food in your body, that's a part of it. It's not only, you know, like thoughts come from everything, man. The food you consume, the things you're listening to, the news, the music, everything. The people you surround yourself with, the things they're telling you. I mean, the things you're reading, the things you're watching. Like, you really have to get down to the nitty gritty and start looking at how you're moving in the world and what you're watching and what you're doing and what you're eating and all of it. It makes a very big difference in the type of thoughts you even have as well. So I would start with just breathing. I would start just breathing, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, just breathing. But if you need something to remind you or to help you to remember, I would place my hand on my chest, and I will focus in on my breath, going in and out, rising and falling, and try to consciously pay attention to how you're breathing. Because the deeper you breathe, the less you'll have of these lower vibrational thoughts. So that's another key to it. Because if you're just breathing and you're like kind of shallow breathing, there's a reason you're having really loud negative thoughts, because of like the shallow breathing, because your nervous system needs to be rewired and flipped. And the way that you've been breathing all this time is actually a reason why you're having those lower vibrational thoughts, and they're loud. So not only do you have to put your hand on your chest, shallow breathing is where you're not deep breathing. You're not deeply breathing. You're just like breathing from like the highest point in your chest. So like shallow breathing is the opposite of shallow breathing is deep breathing. So basically breathing really deeply in, like going and deeply out, or that's deep breathing. So the opposite of that would be like that, like really low, like really soft and subtle, where you can't even hear the breath. You can't even hear it. You don't even notice you're breathing. And when you're shallow breathing, you're usually holding your breath as well, which is another reason why a lot of us are reactive when we're in like kind of a, I don't want to say confrontation, or I would more so say like a conflict with somebody, or maybe a disagreement. Usually people get right away and start reacting. Yes, of course. Of course you can take a deep breath. That's where you do it. You take, well, no. I misread your comment. No, because when you're breathing through your mouth, you're breathing into the sympathetic nervous system, not the parasympathetic. So no, you will not feel relaxed. You'll actually, if you have a lot of trauma and you haven't dealt with it and you haven't done the shadow work and you're shallow breathing, which shallow breathing is usually through your mouth, where you're just breathing like this and your mouth breathing, then you're not going to have high vibrational thoughts. They're going to be low vibrational thoughts. So no, you don't want to be mouth breathing. You want to be breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, like as much as possible, unless you're doing certain breathwork sessions, like we facilitate, that I'm a breathwork facilitator for, which is conscious circular breathing, which is all through the mouth. That is okay because it's for a short time. But you don't want to be doing that throughout the day, man. You're not going to be relaxed and calm. You want to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. That's the way we're supposed to breathe. And that is going to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which will then bring you into rest and relax mode. So yeah, I mean, again, shallow breathing is mouth breathing, and it's very soft, and you can't really deep breathe when you're mouth breathing, and it doesn't really even feel good. It doesn't feel calm, relaxed, but when you take a couple deep breaths in and out like this, and if you want to try it with me, you're more than welcome to. We'll do like 3 of them. You just go in through your nose as deep as you can go, and then out through your mouth. In through your nose as deep as you can go, and out through your mouth. And you could even notice, like, if you see, like, when I do it, like when I come back out of it and I open my eyes, you could see like my eyes are like kind of closed a little bit, because it's like I'm already entering that parasympathetic state, which is rest and relax, which is something we're not taught, because powers that be want to keep us in fear and controlled and enslaved. And if you're breathing constantly through your sympathetic into your sympathetic, you're going to be always frantic and ungrounded and never in your body and never centered and never peaceful and never calm and always overwhelmed and scattered and procrastinating and losing it. But if you're calm and relaxed, which you can do, it's so freaking simple, yet it's so difficult because we're so used to breathing the opposite way. We're so used to breathing through the mouth. Most people are mouth breathers. Most people don't deep breathe in and out, in through their nose and out through their mouth. Majority, I would say 90-something%, 99% even, doesn't even properly know how to breathe. But if you did, this world would be completely different, because people would be walking around peaceful, calm, centered, and grounded. And to realize that you have access to this anytime you want. It is available to you. You think that the Creator wouldn't have created us with the one tool that we would need to navigate the world the best and to connect with Him? But yet, they've screwed it all. They've screwed with our nervous systems, with everything related to our nervous system, which is connected to the breath. Nervous system's connected to every organ in the body. The nervous system's pretty much what dictates whether we're calm and relaxed or overwhelmed and stressed. And so, the key has been to how can we, from a young age, I'm trying to get the words, but like at a young age, like screw with our nervous system, which is what is, I would say, like currency here. I would say it's like gold, because let me just tell you, man, I was a complete mess. Before I hit rock bottom in 2017, man, I was like a ticking time bomb. I was a mess. I was down so bad, and my nervous system was completely a wreck, and I was a wreck, and I had burnout, and I had adrenal fatigue, and I was diagnosed with mold and Lyme. I mean, I can go on and on. The things, I was constantly getting colds and sick every couple weeks. I mean, I was a mess. And, it took me, like I said, hitting rock bottom, being brought to my knees, to the point where I had to just start searching for something. And I was just finally like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't live like this any longer. And that's when my journey of like
getting massive panic attacks. I couldn't sit still. I was pacing like constantly. I almost went to like medications and what have you. I was getting to that point, but I couldn't bring myself to it, and, but like I just started like playing around with different breathing techniques and, and back then there was nothing. Like people just said, and like even now they'll point you to like take a pill, that's your solution, or get this DVD set that'll take you the rest of your life to figure out, like an anxiety book that's like this freaking thick, that's so damn confusing. And if you're dealing with stress and anxiety and overwhelm, how the hell do you think you're going to read that book and even understand it? It's just like, I just want to help. And like, it's like my dad, when he went through all the things he went through, when he got to the other side, it was like, he just wanted to scream it from the rooftops and just help everybody. Like, there is another way. There is a possibility. Like, you can do it. It just takes, like, you have to want it so bad. And at the point that I was at, man, I could not turn away from it, or I wouldn't be here right now. I would not be sitting here right now. I promise you that, with what I went through. And I don't know that too many people would have been able to walk in my shoes as to what I went through. It has not been an easy, like, path that I chose from any way, shape, or form. I promise you that. And I've just chose to do it myself, but with God's help, of course. Meaning not going like to the medical route, or not going to one of these systems, that are in place that are just designed to keep us in that loop. They're not designed to get you better. They're not designed for you to learn how to breathe properly. And even now, breath work is still kind of very, like even with like people like Wim Hof and Stig Stevenson and John Paul Crimi and all these people, and Soma breath and holotropic breathing and pranayama and all these different breath works, it is still not very much mainstream. And it's not everybody's go-to. They'd rather go get a pill because they think it's a quick, easier fix. And it's not. There's so many side effects. There's so many things that you don't find peace and calmness from it. So, oh man, I tell you what, man, you have to just retrain your body. And by you doing what I'm telling you to do on this live, you're retraining your body. You're retraining your nervous system, but you have to be committed to do it. So if you're really struggling with like the low vibrational thoughts, if you're really struggling with all of this that you say you are, you have to be disciplined and committed. Look at the foods you're eating. Look at the things you're consuming. Not only food, but music, television, books, people that you surround yourself with. All of that you have to eliminate if it is something that is affecting your peace. And you're going to have to. It could be even a relationship that you're going to potentially have to walk away from. I mean, or you just continue suffering, So I strongly suggest that you start where I just stated, and with the breath and breathing deeply in and out, and that will rewire and retrain your breathing. And you'll start to notice, even in like 7 days, if you continuously catch the way you breathe, and then I'm like, oh wait, I was just mouth breathing. Oh wait, I was just shallow breathing. And then start breathing deeply in and out like I just showed you. Like that. And you keep doing that every time you notice yourself breathing the other way, you will see how quickly you will retrain and rewire your brain, and you'll rewire your nervous system, and you will see a massive difference in every area of your life. I promise you that, man. I've been there. I've done that. So just try it, man. Hello, Z. So yeah, just try it, man. You gotta start somewhere, and the time is now. Things are going to get more crazy and more chaotic in this world. The more we move forward in the rest of this year, 26, 27, 28, and you've got to be and have a handle on your emotional state, your mental state, your spiritual state, and through the breath, you can do it. And I know you can do it. And yes, you can. And I've been learning in my yoga class, the teacher constantly says when we're starting to feel burn, like the burning from like our abs or different parts, like our maybe our legs or our hamstrings or whatever. And she's like, yes, you can. And she always keeps saying that, like, yes, you can. Like, meaning you can do it. You got this, man. Yes, you can. And sometimes I feel my ego like, F you, man. Like, no, I can't. Like, And so it's like, of course, all love, but like, the ego's like in the midst of it as I'm feeling like the burn, the like real strong burn. I'm like, no, I can't. What the heck are you talking about? you know? And my ego's like wanting to like, and she says it all the time. It's like funny. She's like, I know you're going to hate me after this, I'm like, so yeah. So it's like these things are difficult because you haven't been doing them. So yes, they will be challenging. Yes, it will be difficult. Yes, you will have to keep listening and hearing. You got the negative words going on and they're loud as hell. And then you have to reframe it. You have to change it. You have to shift where your attention is going. And yes, it requires reinforcement. And yes, it requires discipline and consistency and all of it. And so many people don't want to do any of it. They just want a simple fix. And I'm sorry to say, man, it's just we're not there yet. There's so many tools that, yes, they've been hidden from us. Like I talked about the title of this video. Yes, they've been hidden. And yes, they're coming back. The things of Tesla and all this stuff that we'll talk about on another live. But the fact of the matter is right now, you got to be disciplined. You got to be consistent. You have to stay on top of it. And every single time you have to come back to your breath, redirect yourself. It's how it's got to be, man. And it works if you work it. But if you don't, and you tell people you are, and then you think that you're going to have this massive shift, no, it takes time, man. And you got to keep reinforcing it. You have to keep reshifting your attention. So I hope that helped, man. Someone out there. I know I just went on this long ass rant, but I just get in the zone, man, because it's like I know this stuff works if you work it. And I know it works if you work it. And I mean, yeah, you gotta work it, man. It's it takes practice. It takes rewiring. We all been programmed the wrong way, man. And most of us, it's been majority of our life. Most of us, we've been 30, 40 years of our life breathing improperly, allowing our minds to control us instead of us controlling our minds. I swear to you, man, I can remember it like it was yesterday, and it was very difficult. The thoughts were running me. They were so loud. And the moment I focused my attention on it, I started getting anxiety and depression and overwhelm and feeling a ton of fear and all this stuff. And nobody had a resolution. I was trying to seek outside stuff like acupuncture, not to say that stuff doesn't work, but a lot of different things outside of myself. When no one just tells you to sit there and breathe and to get away from the things that could be impacting your thoughts, which is people that you surround yourself with, things that you're listening to, food that you're consuming. It's all a part of it. The mind, body, soul is not separate. Everything is connected. So it's like what you eat, what you drink, what you listen to, who you're around, the way you breathe, all is a big part of it. And the thoughts that you're thinking and the words that you're speaking. Because don't forget, the words that you speak out, your body, and I say this all the time, your body does not know the difference as to the words that you speak. Like if I'm speaking words to you all on this live and they're like, I'm cursing you guys out, or I'm saying, STUPID or something like that, I'm saying it to myself. I'm calling myself that. But people call other people and then they think, yeah, I'm calling this person that. In actuality, you're calling yourself that. Because again, your cells are listening. Your body is listening. So the cells then respond. Again, this could be a whole freaking workshop, and it will be. There's a lot here that that people just don't know and aren't aware of. And it's about damn time this stuff gets released and uncovered so people can actually stand in their truth, stand in their power, and know who they are, Yeah, cells are responsive, man. They're always listening, and it's super important to be very mindful of the words that you're speaking, the words that you're using. Like I said, everything, man, is we're fully conscious beings, and yet we were lied to and manipulated and programmed so that we're clueless about it. And it's going to take an army of people to be out there to shift everyone, to help everyone to realize that all of these things play a role in you having a more peaceful, sovereign life filled with harmony and balance and peace and love, and reducing the density within you and lightening everything and blah blah blah. Again, like I said, I can go on and on. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. See, and I just want to bring this knowledge to the forefront so people can actually be empowered and take their power in their own hands and realize that they have choice, and you can do it, and you are able to, and you will, because it just is. And so yeah, that's all I got, guys, for today. I feel like this was a good live, and I hope everybody tapped the like button and subscribe to the channel. And I appreciate every one of you. I know that I haven't really been paying too much attention to the comments, and I apologize, everybody, for that. But the fact of the matter is, this message clearly wanted to be brought forward. And someone or many needed to hear it. So I hope it supports you or helps you on your journey. And if you missed a lot of it, go back and watch the replay. I also encourage you to go watch the yesterday's live, as it was really meditative, because we were out in nature and we were out at the lake, and it was really calm and relaxing. Just watching the video, turning the volume down and just seeing just the beauty, is going to support you. So yeah, with that being said, man, I'm gonna probably head out of here. I think what we could do, what I would suggest, maybe what we'll do is, because there's so many things happening right now on the planet and around us, and so many people are going through stuff and dealing with things, I think that we have a decent amount of people on here right now. So let's do like let's hold a vision, and we'll do like a short meditation, focusing on, prayers for the world, prayers for healing around the world, prayers for people waking up and realizing who they are, why they're here, what they came here to do, and loving themselves more. And deep healing for the planet and whatever anyone's going through. So let's just do, because there's like 10 people in here, and am I a priest? Yeah, I mean, simultaneously, yeah. Living another life as a priest as I'm living this life. So yeah, I definitely can say yes to that. Keep going, man. You could be saving someone's life. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. I try to just show up every day and, just spread love, man, and, allow whatever needs to come through for you all, man, and in hopes that it helps someone. So like I said, we got 13 people in here. And Hank, my dad's name was Hank Hill. That's from a cartoon, man. What was the name of that cartoon that Hank Hill was in? Presley probably knows. Dang, I forgot what the name of it was. There's a cartoon that there was a guy, the father's name was Hank Hill. King of the Hill. There you go. You got the. He knows. I can always count on Presley, man. King of the Hill, bro. Yeah, man. King of the Hill. I used to watch that show religiously, man. And the one guy that you never can understand. I forgot his name. You barely could understand anything he said. I forgot what his name was, but yeah, that was a good. Yeah, Hank Hill worked at the propane store, and he was a propane salesman. Yeah, man. They always stood on the curb, drinking beer and just having a chat. Boomhauer, that's right. Yeah, you guys got it, man. Oh yeah. All right. So let's do it, man. Let's do it. So everybody, as long as you're not driving, you're not operating heavy machinery, you're sitting down somewhere. Yeah, propane and propane accessories to be exact. Yes. So as long as you're sitting down and you're, or laying down, for that matter, as long as you're not swimming in a pool or, operating heavy machinery, or you're at your job standing up, like when you're supposed to be serving customers and you're just laid down, this is for you. So go ahead and close your eyes with me. We're going to go ahead and close our eyes together. And we're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth, deeply in and deeply out. Deep breath in through your nose, and deep breath out through your mouth. Focusing on this beautiful white light energy coming from the center of the earth, in through the crown of our head. And as we are still breathing in and breathing out, in through our nose and out through our mouth, allowing this beautiful source energy, white light energy coming into our crown, moving in through our head, filling each and every crevice of our body as it moves down through our shoulders and arms and hands and chest and legs and feet, and it continues to move and fill each and every crevice of the body with this healing white light energy. As we continue to breathe in and breathe out, focusing on the breath, focusing on your breathing as you breathe in and deeply out. And I want you to go ahead and place your hands on your chest and keep breathing in and breathing out, paying close attention to your chest rising and falling as you're breathing in and breathing out. And as the white light energy continues to fill our bodies, fill every space and crevice, rejuvenating and realigning each and every cell in our body. As we breathe in and breathe out, as this white light from Source, from Prime Creator, comes out of the bottom of our feet, connecting us to the earth, the center of the earth, grounding us deeply in our bodies. As we continue to breathe in and breathe out, now I want you to imagine everyone on the planet, all of us together. Imagine everyone on the planet healed, whole, and complete, having everything they need and more, healed, fully healed from head to toe, aging backwards, living for well beyond 100 years, healthy, whole, and complete. As our hands are still on our chest, focusing on our breath, focusing on our chest rising and falling, as we're still connected to Mother Gaia, to the earth, grounded, centered in our bodies, deeply in our bodies, as we're breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. Still continuing to focus on every single human being is healthy, healed, whole, and complete. Trusting the process, trusting what's unfolding, surrendering and accepting what is, surrendering up everything to God, to allow God to take the steering wheel, to drive the steering wheel, so we can feel lighter, freer, more at peace, as we know we're being taken care of and guided every single step of the way. Continuing to breathe in and breathe out, remembering that each and every one on this planet, including the animal kingdom, is healthy, whole, healed, and complete. As we change the world. As we heal the world. So let's go ahead and just focus everyone being taken care of, healthy, healed, whole, and complete, having all the abundance, having everything you need and more, nothing to worry about, nothing to fear, trusting in the process, trusting what is unfolding, knowing that fear is just an illusion. There's only love. In fact, there's only love. Now let's just go ahead and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Another deep breath in and another deep breath out. Another deep breath in and another deep breath out. Beginning to move your hands and your fingers and your toes and your feet and your arms and your legs, shaking them, moving them, beginning to wake up your body, Wake up your mind, coming out of this beautiful, beautiful meditation, while you continue to breathe in and breathe out, deeply in and deeply out throughout your day, hoping that this will start your day off in a beautiful way, having deep gratitude that you had the opportunity to be here live with us all and take part in this beautiful work. You can open your eyes when you are ready. I hope everybody feels calm, relaxed, and centered. You just did something so powerful as a team together. You know, this is how we change the world, ladies and gentlemen. Deep breaths, people, exactly, son of Sammy Davis. Deep breaths in, man. And deep breaths out. Remember that. Thank you, everybody, man. This has been a very, very impactful live. And I appreciate every single one of you, man. Thank you, Luna, for, doing the modding with Presley and for spreading your love and kindness to everyone. And I appreciate each and every one of you, man. And thank you again. Please like, subscribe, and find us on all social media platforms at Darren and Luna, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. We're everywhere. And you can go to our website at www.darrenandluna.com to find out more of what we do. And with that being said, please tap the like button if you vibed with this live. You feel better. Your voice is super calming. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. With that being said, man, we're, by the way, Presley, we're like 100 something hours away from monetizing, from hitting the 3,000 hours. We're even closer than ever, man. Just yesterday alone, we got like 30 something hours. So we are on our way up, man. Up, 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 up. I love you all, man. Thank you again. This was wonderful. I am super happy. Why don't you just tap the like button? We need 2 more likes to get to 20. There's about 9 people in here. I'm sure we can get to 20 before I end this live. I'm going to get going, and got to put some more aloe on. My face is starting to peel from the sunburn I got yesterday at the park. Maybe I'll be back later. Maybe I won't. We'll see what happens. But, this was a lot of fun. So thank you again. Thank you, Luna. Thank you, Presley. Thank you, everyone. And I don't think, am I missing anything, Luna? I don't know if I mentioned everything, but we're revamping a lot of things. So just stay tuned. Make sure you are subscribed, and make sure you tap the notification bell, because we're working on a lot of projects. We're revamping things and realigning, and each and every day, man, as we are led in different directions. So keep God in your life, man. Keep God first. Trust the process. Trust what's unfolding. I'm doing fantastic, Kit. How are you doing? Trust what's unfolding, and pray up, man. Stay prayed up. Ask God for help, and He'll be there. He'll be on your side. But first and foremost, breathe, focus on your breath, and create a relationship with God. I love you all. I will see you in the next live, in the next video. Tap that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next live, in the next video, or somewhere around the world. Until then, let's go!